It's the new year. New year, new me. New YouTube video. People have been asking, Gan, where's your, year-end movie wrap-up? Where's a new Letterboxd video? Where is it? Guess what? Here it is. Hello, folks. My name is Chris, but you can call me Ganhu or Chris. It doesn't matter. Welcome to the worst month of the year, January. Want to know what's fun about January? You get to talk about how great the previous year was. 2023 was an exceptional year for film. I can't wait to tell you about my 5 favorite movies of the year, but there's an important stipulation. I can only talk about these movies through the annoying Letterboxd reviews I find on them. Letterboxd users have this reputation of trying to be funny. Emphasis on trying, not being. That's the messy thing about the app. Half of the users are using it as a journal for the films that they watch. The rest of the users are using it like it's an extension of film Twitter. Because of that, whenever you look at the most popular review for any given film, more likely than not, it's trying to be funny rather than insightful. Here it is, my top 5 movies of 2023, but I have to read the annoying Letterboxd reviews on them. Number 5, Godzilla Minus One. At the climax, I could feel Martin Scorsese shit his pants and whisper, in awe, cinema. I have been guilty of invoking Marty's name myself and the word cinema in the same breath. I'm not one who's done ins and outs of 2024 myself, but one thing that is for sure out is that meme. We could leave it behind. We don't have to talk about Martin Scorsese's interview for The Irishman where he talks about Marvel and roller coaster. We can just leave that behind. That was years ago. We don't have to begin every movie review essay with that clip. We can be done with it. Let's just be done with that. I come to AMC theaters to laugh, to cry, to care, and I did. That could be about any movie ever. Like, that is so unrelated to Godzilla. Anything you want to say about the big dinosaur guy? Anything you want to say about the hero of the story? What's his name? Nothing you want to say about my boy Shikishima? Nothing to say there about his wonderful performance? We're just gonna throw around I always almost call her Natalie Portman, the Nicole Kidman AMC thing. That's another thing we can leave. That's out in 2024. Just that as a meme. She can make another one. I know they got more planned. To laugh, to love, to cry. This is a new joke. We need new jokes. That should be in 2024. God damn, I love that big ass lizard. And that's how you do a jokey, succinct, one-liner review on Letterboxd. That at least had something to do with the movie. That's like no different from my Holdovers review. Have we tried giving it popcorn? That one's especially annoying because it was posted by Regal Movies. Fuck you, Regal Movies. We saw what you did when you tried to be funny. We're not gonna forget about that pre-show promo you did with the movie lines.
It's not a man purse, it's called a satchel.
You can't sit with us.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
That was really bad. No. We are not forgetting about it. That was awful. It was extremely bad. Number 4, Asteroid City. Already points off on this one because I cannot fucking say this. The Wes Andersonification of Nope. That's the best I've been able to say it so far. If I tried reading that at a normal pace, it'd come out as the Wes Andersonification. Fuck. That one I find silly because there are obviously some parallels you could draw between Nope and Asteroid City. They're both about an alien coming down to Earth, causing some trouble. People are freaking out. Everyone's lives are shaken up because of this extraterrestrial visitor. And there are probably even more themes you can extrapolate out of both movies. But to say it's the Wes Anderson version of Nope is doing a lot of heavy lifting for your review. For as many similarities as there are, I feel like you can find more differences between both of these movies. Point number 1, Nope is straight up a horror movie and Asteroid City is like a dramedy. That's not to say that movies in either of those genres can't tackle the same subject matter, but the fact that they're in such different genres already opens the floodgates for a sea of differences. That sentiment ties into this other review I just saw. I asked my AI, what if Wes Anderson directed Nope? I know that this person liked the movie because they gave it like 3.5 stars out of 5, but imagine comparing a Wes Anderson film to the utter bullshit, the utter slop that we've seen this past year on Twitter when people use AI algorithms to try to make their poor man's version of Wes Anderson style Lord of the Rings or The Matrix. Also, again, these aren't the same movie. Just because there is an alien that shows up in a movie and they both happen to come out in the summertime, that doesn't mean they're like the same exact movie. This is not cinema. its design. Likely place for it to be, this is a Wes Anderson movie. I know not everyone likes Wes Anderson, okay? I'm not even gonna try to defend this movie from the Wes Anderson haters, okay? But for that to be the whole review, to not even say anything declarative like fuck Wes Anderson, like if I didn't show you that this was a 2-star review, you might have thought it was a 4-star review. It easily could have been a positive review. If you say this in a less condescending tone than I did, a film that utilizes confectionery artifice and labored eccentricities to prove that Wes Anderson deserves to get shoved into a locker. If you're using words like confectionery artifice and labored eccentricities, dog, I'm sorry, you're projecting. You were shoved into locker. So glad to see Tom Hanks has recovered from COVID because he's in a movie. What if he can't taste or smell still? What if he has shortness of breath? Why is that all you have to say about this movie? Number 3, Killers of the Flower Moon. Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro make grumpy cat faces at each other for 3.5 hours. Is that all you have to say about the movie about like indigenous genocide? The silly faces of Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio? Is that all you have to contribute? You're lucky enough to see this legendary filmmaker adapt material from a book based on a cruel, callous point in Native American history. And all the reviews you're liking echo the same point, that it's too long and that characters make silly faces. Grow a couple brain cells, then come back and watch the movie again. Bad. Of course, it wouldn't be a compilation of bad Letterboxd reviews if we didn't get one of these posts. Martin put his entire scores say sussy in this movie. Knock it off, please. Please knock it off. That joke's not funny. We're not doing it anymore. In fact, if you come up to me and say something to the effect of, wow, you put your whole Gan Hussy into this video, I'm not gonna laugh. I'm gonna look at you deadpan. I'm gonna look at you, no expression. I won't be mean about it, but just know I don't think it's funny. And I'm not even gonna give you the courtesy laugh. That joke's not funny. It's fucking stupid. Number 2, Oppenheimer. Sadly, not as good as Roderick Rule. Sorry to tell you, but that guy had like maybe a minute of screen time in the movie. If we're gonna go band for band in terms of that guy's filmography, I'm sorry, I don't know the actor's name. It's probably Saw 6, Roderick Rules, and then Oppenheimer, Saw 6, Roderick Rules, and then the rest of the whatever Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies that got made that he was in. Oppenheimer, I hardly know her. Honestly, if Letterboxd were filled with more dad jokes, I think it wouldn't have the reputation that it has on Twitter. I know this video is about Letterboxd reviews that annoy me. Can't help but kind of laugh at this one. My le bum, it killed people. This one's funnier. This one's way funnier because I don't know if they're joking. They'll do this to Dr. Fauci too. Do you think he made COVID? Or do you mean we're gonna have like the redemption apology tour that Oppenheimer got later in his life? Or do you mean we're gonna make a movie like Oppenheimer about Dr. Fauci? I really can't tell if that's a shit post or not. That might be the funniest review I've seen for Oppenheimer, and it might be a serious one. Number 1, The Holdovers. Men were remembering the Roman Empire daily in the 1970s. I don't think there was a worse trend than the Roman Empire thing. It's not that I didn't get it, like I got it. Why was it a trend? Did we have that little to talk about? Is it because there's societal collapse in the air? That's why we're talking about it? Bro, I played Assassin's Creed Brotherhood for the first time last year, and I don't think about the Holy Roman Empire any more than I already did before that. Paul Giamatti ran that Twink Academy like it's the Navy. There was like maybe one twink. You guys see a skinny white boy and you're like, oh, twink, oh, twink death. That's a boy. It's a 17-year-old boy. This and Wonka are having a comfort off to see which film feels like the warmest hug of 2023. Do not put those in the same sentence. Do not put those two movies in the same sentence. I despised Wonka. You are so real for saying that about The Holdovers. You are so wrong for saying that about Wonka. I can't imagine a more sterile, clean feeling film than Wonka. I can't help but think that is like the primo example of prequel film to existing property that didn't need to happen, that scrubs away any of the edge, any of the interesting depth that the original take had. Don't put those in the same fucking sentence. My God, those are actually the only annoying reviews I can find for the Holdovers. That's because big-brained cinephiles watch and enjoyed Alexander Payne's The Holdovers. But I think that's actually indicative of something deeper on Letterboxd. During the filming of this video, I actually had kind of a hard time finding annoying reviews for these movies. Is that because I have good taste and the people who like these movies have good senses of humor, just like me? Well, I mean, that would be an easy conclusion to come to, and of course the answer is yes. But I think the problems that people have with Letterboxd, especially the jokey reviews in particular, I think they're a little bit exaggerated. And bad Letterboxd posts, much like bad take tweets, hit a lot harder than anything else you scroll past and don't really pay much attention to. I think another out for 2024 should be bashing Letterboxd as a social media platform. If you're going to Letterboxd and you're expecting multi-paragraph, insightful, nuanced reviews of notable movies of the past year, there is no shortage of those. I actually had to scroll past a shitload of those, some of which were written by actual film critics, like people who get paid to talk about films for huge publication. The app isn't as washed as you think it is. I've made a couple videos trashing some bad take Letterboxd reviews, and while I'm mostly making fun of the opinions that those people have, this video is a little bit of a double-edged sword because it very much is a return to that form, while at the same time is actively doing something I wasn't doing in the original, and in the same breath, I'm saying, hey, we should knock this off. This is a pretty directionless video, huh? Happy New Year!